Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Ernie just took care of those guys.
Sorry, I had to get those guys back from
Sagas-
killing me.
Sagas
So I was
walk
like,
over.
I was like, F those guys. Careful.
Sorry. Don't worry.
We gotta remember the time. You're at green, so be careful.
Yeah, don't worry. I will die. Oh shit. But yeah, we were talking about old video game commercials.
Oh my gosh, the first time I saw the Super Smash Brothers one, I think I may have screamed.
That was
Because I remember seeing that, and I remember that at one point I had said, you know what they need to do? They need to come up with a fighting game for Mario. And then a couple months later, they had already, this weird commercial with the Turtles. That song, So Happy Together, comes out with, these Disney mascot-looking versions of Mario, Yoshi, Donkey Kong. They all start beating each other up. And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
What I was gonna.
And it's very little gameplay that they show, but just the mascots beating each other. I was like, I gotta have this game.
It was pretty ridiculous. It was nothing that we had never seen something like that before.
No, and the crazy thing is, I've heard the develop. Okay, this is the last one, man. You better get some live or something. Oh no, you're up blue. I remember hearing in a Did You Know Gaming or something that the development of that was kind of like a joke. They're just like, well, we have the assets. Let's just throw something together, but let's make sure it's fun.
Yeah,
and that's all it was, and I was like, oh my gosh, one of the greatest franchises in history, and it would just started on a whim.
I've watched a lot of shit on Smash Brothers, and all the info kind of gets mixed up, and I don't remember if this is true. But Captain Falcon's moveset is because it was from a different game or something.
Really?
Right? Is that true? Am I just making that up?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
There's things I know about Super Smash. There's things I don't. In terms of the development of it, that was the reason that was brought up a lot, was because it's another example of them going well, we have this. Let's just try to make something out of it, just like Majora's Mask, because that was another case where they were just we want to make another Zelda game. We have all the assets, and they're like, fine, but you have to do it in this amount of time, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I thought, because I also remember hearing Nintendo characters were just placeholders, and then Miyamoto was just I like it or something like that. I fucking forget. I don't know.
For Smash Brothers?
Yeah, everyone knows the story of Smash Brothers. So
well, and also the thing with Smash Brothers is because you have so many polygons on the screen at once. I believe they were this is a version of Mario that's very low poly. So they had him for testing. That version of Mario. And so they were well, we have him and we have a couple other characters that are low poly versions. They can play together. And I was like, oh, okay. That totally makes sense because the Majora's Mask thing was along the same lines where they're you have the assets for another Zelda game. We could make one. And they're but you only got what did they give them, a year? Which, in terms of development for a video game, is insane.
They gave him 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Dang.
It was ridiculous, yeah.
Talk about reusing assets. Because, think about it. That game, now that you look back on it and say, well, they probably were okay, so we can't do this big-ass world. We have to do a hub, and we have to have lots of shit going on in this hub. Because we can't be world-building too much.
Right.
That's insane. And it's kind of the same thing with Mario. It's we can't have these levels that are crazy and have blah, blah, blah. It's let's just make one where if you get knocked out, you're out. Or something like that.
The concept...
it's a sumo wrestling kind of thing.
The actual concept of it is, extremely original. You never see a game like Smash Brothers. As far as fighting games go, a fighting game without a life bar is basically unheard of.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why it's just cool that Smash Brothers exists. It's really unique.
I don't know if I heard in development, but I heard the concept of a sumo wrestling thing.
That was definitely it was sumo wrestling.
Yeah,
that's where he got
because
it
from. I remember seeing that not in the I forget where it was, but I remember hearing that. Oh yeah, it's a sumo wrestler's thing because that's basically you have a ring and if you get knocked out of it, you're done.
The fuck?
That's the whole thing. You missed 5? That's insane. You usually 100% everything. Steve.
You were playing first of all.
Okay, Steve. Blame it on me, sure.
Okay, look.
Just go home, dude. We'll get the 5 later.
Look, Sparks is telling me that it's right over there, so It must be
So
towards
leaving.
Yeah, it's okay.
So we're leaving. That's exactly what.
It's fine. I think the only thing I really wanted to show off, because we won't 100% this, I don't think. We might. I don't know. But there's some cool art that you can unlock just by doing the skill point thing, so if I can do that.
That's great incentive. I just want to say that. That's great incentive.
Not real fast. Oh yeah, look, so we could actually get it if we just go back and...
Burn the hidden pink tulip.
Yeah, that's actually really easy. So
just go do it then.
No, I'm not going to do that now.
Okay.
I want to do other things.
Like, by the way, if it is Friday today, happy Smash Day.
Well, most likely what will happen is I'm going to put up an episode for Smash Brothers, because I just took the day off, dude. I was like, fuck it. I'm like... I was like, it's...
I'm going to have it pre-downloaded, so I'll probably be playing at work.
Well,
the only thing is, I haven't been able to get my Switch to work with the Wi-Fi at work, because I think it's one of those things where, like, you know, when you have a Wi-Fi at some places, they're like, agree to our terms and services, and then you can use it.
Yeah.
And the Switch doesn't really have protocol for that.
You go to the web browser.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't have a web browser.
It doesn't.
You're right. That's weird. Well, anyway.
There is a hidden web browser.
It's because I fucking have to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, dude. So like,
Just take the day off, dude.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna have to wait till midnight for the game to even come out, and then if I want to record, so that we could have some footage for people, like, it's just gonna be like, I'll just take the day off. You know, it's like,
you know what you should do.
What?
And I don't know if when people see this or whatever, but you might want to check Steven's YouTube, because maybe he'll be streaming just like him playing.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Because I know a couple of his friends don't necessarily have to work every single day. Mm-hmm. Or if they do, they have, you know, times where they can take off.
This level.
So he might be streaming with a couple of friends or something. Doing some verses. Who knows? Who knows?
Fuck this
Keep
one.
your eye out on the channel for that day.
Fuck this one. I'm sorry, but I fucking hate this one.
These are fun levels. What are you talking about? This is like as close to Star Fox as we can get. This is dope.
This is fine, but
you did it, Steve.
The thing is, shit.
You got one. That's all you needed, dude.
Damn it.
What? Whoa, that broke.
The other day I told you I had 100% of this game.
Yeah.
I was so fucking mad at this level, dude. This was the only fuck. This is the only level that was like giving me an extremely hard time.
Oh, because you needed the last one where you do everything together.
Yeah. So I'll just give it a shot. Fuck it.
I mean, you already did one.
What do you mean?
You already got the arches. So what do you need now to kill those guys?
Fuck. I didn't get the arches, did I? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Hold on. My wire's caught in my foot. There you go. But yes, I also you have to unlock all the characters in Smash Brothers. This one's not like.
Oh, that's the fun part.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that like, that's another reason for me to just take the day off and like. I don't know how long that of a process that is, so. I might as well just.
They already said that you need to do that?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Fuck. That was
Why are you going for the arches again?
I'm sorry, it's just habit now.
Are they different arches or the same arches?
They're the same arches, Ernie, but look, that you get time for destroying everything.
No,
so
I know. I understand what you do.
The way to do this is you just have to constantly be destroying stuff. Oh, I got that guy too.
You
right?
did it.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Why do you keep... Do you dive into the water on purpose?
No, Ernie.
But you know what's great? It doesn't cost you a life,
That's
right?
Fine. No, it's a... God fucking damn it, dude. I could just do them one by one. I can just do it one by one.
Alright, treasure chest. Here we go. Burn that shit. Burn that one.
There we go.
And burn this one. And then go up the waterfall and burn that one. How did I even know that was there? Guess everything goes in a straight line, probably.
Trying to make this sound like it's not an achievement, dude. This is hard.
Fuck. I never said this wasn't hard.
How many did I get? God damn it. Fuck this level. One. This level can eat a dick. I'll come back and do this, don't worry.
Dragon dick?
Why dragon dick?
Because it's all dragons.
What is a dragon? Oh. Are you saying like dragon dildo? Because I remember at one point people kept talking about dragon dildos. People kept saying that they were
Steve,
gonna.
what kind of circle of friends do you keep that would talk about dragon dildos?
Internet friends?
Oh no.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
We'll come back and do that later.
Internet friends. You're weirdos.
Let's see. What else do we got here? Oh, fuck. What else do we got here?
We got boars.
Misty Bog. Sure.
I feel like every open world or hub world 2D or 3D platformer is like Misty Fog. That's like always a level where they incorporate fog somehow.
You know, I get what you mean. And I always feel like First Flight is the name of something. Something First Flight. I remember there was a Green Lantern movie named First Flight, and I couldn't stop laughing because I was
First Flight.
Yeah, because I had
a stupid name.
It's just like it's something. It's just one of those generic titles you hear. What?
You need to bash that guy.
I didn't even see this guy. I like this level.
He was holding something.
I shouldn't say I like this level because I don't, but
he burned those dudes.
100%ing this level is kind of cool because of the where they place the jewels. The family jewels.
That's another joke that everybody makes when it comes to jewels.
Family jewels?
Yeah. Run the jewels. This level in particular reminds me of the first level in Snake Pass. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I forgot
Snake
about
Pass.
that game.
It was an okay game.
Yeah, it was okay.
It's just the way of playing I never got the hang of. You know what I mean? Like the logic of the game, I never really got it.
You know what sucks? It's kind of hard for me to play this game without thinking about like Ukulele and how much of a disappointment that game was to me.
Was it really that bad?
It was, dude. I didn't beat it. I try and beat every fucking game that I buy. Like, I don't know.
You're not the completionist though, Steve.
No, I'm not. It's just that like,
get the dragon.
When a game is unbeatable to me, it just means that it has like fucking glaring issues. Like Red Dead is okay. What Red Dead's like whatever. Like I split that with my friend. I was really just trying to test it out, and then I bought this. So this kind of took over my life now. But like a 3D platformer that I didn't beat, it's like, dude, it's gotta be shit. Like,
I mean, jeez.
What?
That is saying a lot.
You
considering, like, the first time I played Banjo-Kazooie,
Uh-huh.
I was like, I don't want to play this because this is just, like, so much collecting. And then you kind of forced me to play the first, like, 3 episodes of, or the first 3 episodes. I keep saying
stages,
episodes.
levels.
What I meant to say is levels. Yes, thank you. And then I kind of got the logic of the entire thing. I was like, okay, I see what we're going for here, because it was, you know, in this world, you just come and go as you please, right? You can get whatever you need. In Banjo-Kazooie games, it's like, you can stay in this world for as long as you want, but there are 5 or 6 jiggies in every level. You just take your time and find out where they are. That kind of thing I always liked, but it wasn't until later that I realized it's like Super Mario 64, except you don't get kicked out every so often. You know, you just start the level as is. The entirety of the level is unlocked as it should be. I was like, that's more streamlined.
Yeah, but Mario 64, I like how it has more, like, direction. I like that when the level starts, you know exactly what to do. I like that there's, like, a 5-second cutscene that kind of, like, hovers over where you're supposed to go and stuff. I like that about it. And it makes things, like, segmented, and it makes things a lot more possible and less intimidating. As opposed to, like, dude, Banjo-Tooie is so fucking gigantic, and, like, they're just, like, aimless and, like, really, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it just seems kind of sloppy to me, and it seems like they just kind of, like, it's like this gigantic plate of, like, shit that you gotta do. Like,
I think they were giving the audience a lot more credit than they usually do in video games, because if you play that one before you play the other one, do you feel like you'd be missing a lot?
What do you mean? Story-wise?
No, I mean, like, the general logic of the game.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying if you know the first one, if you played the first one, you kind of understand the whole logic of the game. You go into a level, you get all the jiggies that you need, and you get going, right? In the second one, do you think it's like they skip all the tutorials of like, oh, they should know that every...
There's more talking because there's more moves. There's more shit. There's 10 times the amount of stuff that there's in the first game. And that's not a good thing in my opinion. Because
I felt that way about the Donkey Kong
It
64.
does feel like Donkey Kong 64.
I didn't like that
where
game.
there's just like a mess of shit going on, and I'm just like, you know what, dude? I don't really want to play this anymore. Like, I want to jump, and that's it. Like...
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but... It does really feel like Donkey Kong 64. That's a good way of putting it, because...
I didn't like Donkey Kong 64 because it was like, I'm collecting all this stuff, but they never really give importance to the collection.
You never...
It's just like, collect these. And you're like, why?
I never beat Donkey
because
Kong
we
64.
say so. No, I haven't either. And what's crazy is that game looks fantastic for the N64.
No, it's alright.
But it's
well, I mean,
super
sure,
boring.
yeah.
No, seriously, it does.
It's programmed.
It really does.
It's programmed like utter garbage. Did you know that?
Yeah, and I heard like the reason it needs the reason it came with the expansion pack is because it needed to fix a bug.
Yeah, it was like an unfixable bug that that you needed the whatever. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating though the way that speedrunners break that game. I was telling my friend the other day that like there's a glitch in it that lets you pass through walls. But what's so fascinating to me, and I mean I've said this. Oh, I fucking died in Spyro, the easiest game in the world.
Steve, you're making me look bad.
Sorry, I was saying, it's fascinating to me because I want to explain the glitch to you. So you can pass through walls, right?
Okay.
But the reason you pass through the wall is because in that game the way they combat lag, or the way that the game reacts to lag,
right,
is that they will speed up the game so that you don't see it. So the game could actually be lagging in theory, but the game is being sped up to compensate for the lag. So what speedrunners will do is that they'll throw these little grenades, and they'll put a bunch of shit on the screen so the game will be lagging, but you won't actually feel it because you don't feel the lag in that game because of what I just explained, that the game speeds up. And so when you're sped up, you can actually do this kicking move with Donkey Kong.
The one where he puts his hand down and flings his feet forward?
Yeah.
The propelled one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, which will look normal, right? But in actuality, you're going like 3 times as fast because the game is compensating for the lag and is actually moving you at a higher speed. You'll clip through walls.
So funny.
You'll clip through walls because of it. It's just so cool because you're actually like the way it looks is exactly the same, but it's just because of that technical like issue or whatever.
That sounds insane what you're describing.
Yeah, it's cool though, man.
And I thought it was crazy when I was first kind of watching. I don't think you made it, Steve. When I was first watching speedrunning, one of the first ones I watched that made me kind of interested in was the Arkham City one, where like you get to this certain point where you're underneath the city, way below it, and the whole world is actually like it's there, but it's not like the walls and stuff aren't loaded. So these guys have figured out a way to like make it so that
is it the only way back?
A line, like Batman has this line shooter.
Yeah, you've explained this before.
Oh, I have? Okay.
Many times.
And when I saw that, I was like, how did somebody figure this out? Like, the logic that follows is like, oh yeah, you just do this, this, and this, and then Batman will just skip over the whole game.
It's because I think a lot of speedrunners think like programmers at one point, Like you've been looking at a fucking...
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Like you've been looking at this fucking game for so long, it kind of like the issues and stuff, like they just become more apparent. And because of that, you start thinking like, oh, I could probably break it like this because, because of...
But for example, let me put you for example, is like, how did people figure out the... because Ocarina of Time, I believe you could beat in like 10, 20 minutes, something like that. Because of that...
You're talking about the warp?
Yeah, the warp to the end of the level.
Yeah, you can beat it...
Or at the end of the game,
You can beat it in like 8 minutes, I believe, or something. Something really short.
But like...
Oh.
I was like, how did somebody figure out that glitch Or did they figure it out accidentally just trying to do something else? You know what I mean? Like when people...
Yes.
You did it, Steve.
We're good.
Now you can go home.
Let's go home.
Perfect timing, too. This is a 20-minute episode at this
Oh
point.
my god. Sorry. Whatever. I hope you guys enjoy Spyro, because you're getting a lot of it. Is that it, Renee?
That's it, dude.
All right.
Let's get him back.
Yeah.
And then we can sign off for the week.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time, guys.